How does this faceless channel pull in millions of views and make over $20,000 every single month? Well, it gets even crazier. All they're doing is reposting Family Guy clips. So what's their big secret to achieving these numbers? Well, after closely watching every one of their videos, I've discovered something they're doing that most other channels completely overlook. There wasn't any luck involved. They simply use a 3-step framework that makes their videos so engaging, YouTube can't help but recommend them to more and more people. And it all starts with the first impression. By the way, I'm George. I create faceless YouTube channels for a living and have generated 500 million views across multiple faceless channels. And right now I'm breaking down how others are doing the same. So back to the first part of their framework. Whenever a viewer clicks on any video, their guard is up and they subconsciously ask 2 questions to themselves. Did I make the right choice? And is this video going to give me what I clicked for? And if the very beginning of your video fails to reassure the viewer of both of these immediately, they're gone. Now watch carefully what the sweaty clam does to fix this problem. Check out the title and thumbnail of this video. They've used something called a moment thumbnail. It captures a dramatic scene that makes you want to see what happens next. The title of the video is The Craziest Meltdowns on Family Guy. Now keep the thumbnail and title in mind while we check out the first 3 seconds of their video.
These are some of the wildest meltdowns and freakouts on Family Guy.
Did you catch what they did? The very first thing you see is Family Guy footage, specifically Lewis and Stewie having a meltdown. This footage alone answers the viewer's first question, which is yes, the viewer has been reassured that they're about to watch more Family Guy meltdowns. And the first thing the voiceover says? It repeats the title, word for word. This answers the second question planted in the viewer's mind. The delivery of the promise made in the thumbnail and the title has been reassured. And within the first 3 seconds of the video, the viewer now knows that what they clicked on is exactly what they're going to get. Because YouTube is all about viewer certainty. The clearer you make it that the viewers are exactly where they need to be, the longer they'll stay. And Sweaty Clam doesn't just do this once, they do it in every single video. And this immediate title repeat trick isn't just something Sweaty Clam invented. It's exactly the strategy I used to hook you in this video you're watching right now. This strategy alone can get your first 30 seconds from something that looks like this into something that looks more like this. So the Sweaty Clam turned their opening line into a predictable pattern that instantly removes viewers' doubts and boosts retention from the very first second. And the YouTube algorithm loves this, because videos that can reaffirm viewer expectations and keep people sticking around at the start of your video will always get rewarded with more views, more impressions, and ultimately more revenue. But reinforcing the click is just the first step in this channel's 3-step system. The second step is what turns casual viewers into die-hard fans. Because once they lock you in with their opening hook, they then keep viewers glued to the screen using something incredibly simple. The context loop. It's based on a psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. It's when our brains naturally crave closure. And Sweaty Clam uses this principle to their advantage by repeating a rhythm that subconsciously keeps you watching until the end of each video. Context followed by a clip, followed by a context, followed by a clip. Let me show you exactly what I mean. In every video, the narrator briefly sets up the moment, usually 1 or 2 lines, while relevant footage plays in the background. This is your context. They then cut to the actual Family Guy clip they've just set up within their context. There's no voiceover during this scene, they just let the clip speak for itself.
But it doesn't take long for the guys to ignore all the rules and expend Meg's patience.
Okay guys, out of the pool. I gave you a chance and you blew it. You're kicked out of the park.
This small context loop is what gives the video its flow, and more importantly, it gives the viewer's brains something to latch onto. Because once you recognize this pattern, it becomes comfortably addictive. It's a little trick that forces your brain to settle into a rhythm. Watch, reward. Watch, reward. But here's the secret that makes it so effective every single time. This loop only works if you pair it with one subtle tactic. And it's the same tactic that keeps viewers watching even without realizing why. Most people never even notice it. And the craziest part? I've just used this tactic on you. Which brings us to the last part of the Sweaty Clam's framework, the re-hook. So if step 1 reassures the viewer and step 2 keeps them watching, step 3 is what stops them from ever clicking away. Because as you watch each little segment in their videos, you start to think, alright, I get it, but what else is there? Sweaty Clam then hits you with something that re-engages your brain. Let me show you exactly how it works. When they transition from one segment to the next, they don't just say, next up. Instead, they hook you in. Listen closely to the start of this segment.
But some problems can't be solved, as Stewie found out when he fought the love of his life, Penelope, in order to keep her from killing Brian in Mr. and Mrs. Stewie.
It's not just a segue, it's a mini hook. It forces this question into the viewer's mind. Why does the love of Stewie's life want to kill Brian? That's the power of a rehook. It keeps the curiosity loop open just long enough to pull the viewer into the next segment without giving them time to consider leaving. This is intentional scripting designed to stretch viewers' retention across the full video. And if you're still watching up to right now, I've been using this technique before revealing each part of the framework. So when you combine this with step 1's immediate reassurance and step 2's easy to follow structure, you get the kind of watch time that makes YouTube push your content to millions of new viewers. And best of all, your monthly AdSense revenue to tens of thousands of dollars a month. So did the person behind this Family Guy channel just get lucky? Not even close. They followed a repeatable 3-step system that any faceless creator can use. It's proven and the results are predictable. But here's the interesting thing. This framework doesn't just work for Family Guy. It works in almost any niche. You see, you could take this exact framework and apply it to The Simpsons, South Park, Rick and Morty, a true crime channel, or even a football highlights channel. This exact framework is powering some of the most viral faceless channels on YouTube right now. And guys, if you want my help making one of these channels for yourself, you can check the link to my school community in the description below. Inside, I break these systems down step by step and work closely with members to launch and scale faceless channels just like this one. You'll also get the same templates, tools, and scripting systems that I've personally used to help scale my faceless channels to 30k a month. So if you do want my help and you're serious about turning a faceless channel into a real income, click the link in the description below and I will see you on the inside.